My name is Mike Bosworth. I live in Lodi, California, but I was born and raised in Stockton. Lived not too far from where the Besotes boats were built in the 1950s and 60s. And as kids, we used to ride down there on our bicycles and get into their shop, and they had a Coke machine. And George and Charlie let us in, and we'd get to buy a Coke, and we could drink it there. But as soon as that Coke was done, they kicked our butts out of the shop because they didn't want to have any liability. The long and the short of the story is I never dreamed 50, 60 years ago that I'd be owning one of these classic boats. And they're very extinct now. There was maybe 215 built total, and to the best of our knowledge, there's maybe at the most outside 50 left in existence. So it's pretty unique to see them all here at this boat show today.
This one is a 1959 21-foot Besotes. It's a runabout. The runabout is two cockpits, and then it's wood all the way back. If you pan over to your left, you'll see that my brother's boat, which is a 1965, it's called a utility. Now, I found that boat for him after I bought this boat back from another gentleman. My brother owned this boat back in the 80s and 90s, and he owned it for probably a good 16 years. But when his kids got older, he saw he wasn't getting the use out of it, so he sold it. And when I found it was for sale again, I bought it, and that kind of got him back in. We had to do a complete restoration on this, which my brother helped me with, and it took several years to do. And so when I found that boat, Foolish Pleasure, for him, he just went to town, and he had a marvelous time. They're what we call 10-to-1 boats. 10 hours of working on them and 1 hour of enjoying them out in the river. So it just kind of became a good way to get the family back together. My brother and I, who don't have an awful lot of things in common, but we do have these boats, and so it's been fun, and it's been a good thing to do, good experience. You come out here with all these people, and I've seen more people out here that I haven't seen in a long time, because they come out and they enjoy these boats. The Besotes, of course, were local boats. There were the Kohlberg brothers, there were the Stevens brothers, and the Besotes brothers, all three boat builders in Stockton. So this is part of our history. We're fourth generation from this town, and so we're kind of keeping it going, and hopefully these will be in good shape for the next generation.
Like you've had requests from people as far away as New York, right?
I have.
To help rebuild them.
I just left, and I'm going to go back to it. A gentleman just came in here on his motorcycle from Auburn. He's got a Besotes, and he's looking for advice on how to put that back together. So he got on his motorcycle and rode down here today just to talk to me, which is amazing because I don't know anybody to drive that far to talk to me. But we have boats all over in the Bay Area, Tahoe, a lot of them up there. They're down south, Southern California, San Jose. John Montgomery is the farthest I know of, and he's in New York City, New York. And he's just finished restoring his last year, and he started sending me photos. But he would contact myself, my brother, and Jack Greenhalgh, who is probably the most amazing craftsman I've ever met. He passed away a few years ago, but he was my mentor in these. Jack owned 3 boats, and he donated, when he passed away, he donated one of them to the Tahoe Maritime Museum, which is One-Eyed Jack, which is the boat he owned from 1956 until the day he died. And it's a beautiful boat. But again, it's not so much the ride as it is getting to the ride. They're just fun boats, and people love them. When we go down the road, people give us a thumbs up. They slow down on the freeway, which is, I think it's a thumbs up. I'm not sure. My eyes aren't as good as the other, but I'm hoping it's a thumbs up they're giving me. But they are the pieces, they're just kinetic art, traveling, moving art. So the Besotes brothers knew exactly what they were doing, and they did a great job, and these boats were well built. They've lasted for years and years. They do need some maintenance, there's no question, and every once in a while you got to go a little deeper, but as you can see, they built 214, and I have a list of where 50 of them are, so percentage-wise they're doing pretty good.